You look so disturbed. What is the problem? Mama. Mama. Have you heard? Have you seen what they were saying about Brother Kenneth? Kenneth? What happened to Kenneth? Did something happen to him? Talk to me. Mama, it's everywhere. They said he's a scammer. That he duped the church and even his company. Millions, Mama. They said he was planning to escape, but the police caught him. No. Not Brother Kenneth. Not the same boy that preaches repentance with fire. Not the one that visits the sick and gives his whole salary to help others. This must be a lie from the pit of hell. It's not just rumor, Mama. Pastor is aware. People are saying he confessed. Or at least, they found enough proof to hold him. Don't even know what to think again. I admired that man with all my heart. I prayed for someone like him. My God. I even used him to preach to you the other day. I said, look at Kenneth, a good example of a husband, God-fearing, calm, full of wisdom. So all that was a show. Kenneth, you broke our hearts. Mama, do you think he really did it? Could it be true? Or is there something we don't know yet? My daughter, the way things are looking, I don't even know again. But how can both the church and his company lose money the same time, and it's only him that had access? And to think he tried to run? Something is wrong. But what if he was set up? What if someone else is behind it? What if Kenneth is not what the rumors say? Then heaven help him. Because right now, the picture is painting him guilty. And the saddest part? We all believed in him. But one thing is sure, this church, this town, none of us will ever forget this.
Please, officer. You have to keep quiet for now.
Inspector Grace, thank you for seeing me. I came as soon as I heard about Kenneth's arrest. I need to know what's going on. He was my staff. And my biggest mistake might have been trusting him too much.
You did the right thing coming here, Mr. Daniels. I understand how delicate this situation is, especially with the church involved as well. What I can tell you for now is that we've made some significant discoveries since the arrest.
Discoveries? What kind?
There have been some very large deposits into Kenneth's personal bank account, recent ones. Amounts that raise immediate red flags. When we compare those figures to the missing funds from both the church and your company, the similarities are hard to ignore.
So, you're saying he didn't just run out of desperation? He may have been hiding something after all?
At this point, it's no longer a theory. We have to consider the strong possibility that he orchestrated this. However, this is still an active investigation. We are being very methodical. It's a high-profile case, and we are treating it with the professionalism it deserves.
He fooled a lot of us. He wore the face of a saint. And we clapped for him.
Sometimes the most dangerous people wear the purest masks, Mr. Daniels. But the truth always finds its way out. And I assure you, that truth is not far from the surface now.
Whatever the outcome, he has to face it. He must. For the people he deceived, the trust he shattered.
Yes. But be prepared, Mr. Daniels. Because sometimes, when the truth finally shows up, it doesn't just expose the guilty, it shakes the ground beneath everyone who stood too close.
See you later. I really appreciate your efforts so far.
Anytime. Mr. Kenneth, you've been silent for hours. Now we need answers. Let's start simple. 2 large amounts of money went missing, one from your church, and another from your workplace. Both were placed under your care. What do you know about that?
I understand how bad it looks, but I am telling you the truth. Before God, I have no idea how that money disappeared. I didn't take a dime. I only did what I was asked, keep it safe until it's needed.
You expect us to believe that? You had exclusive access to both, at the church and at the office. In both cases, you were trusted. So explain this to me clearly. Where exactly were the monies kept, and who else had access to those places?
The church money was kept in the steel box behind the altar, only Pastor and I had the key. And at work, the money was inside a carton stored in the secured cabinet in my office. The CEO and I knew it was there. But no one else was supposed to enter.
So you're saying it's pure coincidence that both funds disappeared under your watch? And you expect the community to believe that?
I know what this looks like, but I didn't do this. I've served faithfully for years, I wouldn't throw that all away. Something else is going on, and I need time to prove it.
We've already found large sums deposited recently into your personal bank account, Kenneth. We traced those deposits, amounts that match what's missing from both the church and your workplace. Are you still claiming innocence?
I don't know who's behind those deposits. But I didn't take any money. Someone is trying to ruin me. Maybe I was set up. I don't know anymore.
Or maybe you were just a better actor than preacher. We'll find out the truth. It's only a matter of time. And when we do, either you walk out a free man, or you don't walk out at all. Pastor Emmanuel, thank you for coming in today. I know this isn't a place you'd expect to be, but we need your full cooperation. As you know, the charity fund kept in your church has gone missing. And we have strong reasons to believe it wasn't just poor bookkeeping.
I understand, Inspector. It's a shock to me. Kenneth was like a son to me. I trusted him with that money because of the kind of life I thought he lived. God knows, I never expected something like this.
And yet, it's under your leadership that over $400,000 vanished. And Kenneth, your closest associate, had the key, and now faces serious charges. So, I'll ask plainly, are you sure you didn't suspect anything strange before this happened?
He was committed, Inspector. Prayerful, humble. Always early to church. He wept during worship, preached with fire. I even recommended him for a job, because I believed in him. If he's guilty, I missed something.
Or you looked the other way.
Are you suggesting I'm involved? That
I'm not suggesting anything, Pastor. I'm stating that in both thefts, church and company, you were the person who vouched for Kenneth. That puts you in the center of this case whether you like it or not. If you truly didn't know anything, now's the time to help us understand what's really going on.
Inspector. If he was a wolf in sheep's clothing, then he fooled us all. But if you're asking whether I helped him, I did not. I gave him opportunity. I believed he was genuine. But I also want the truth. If he did this, I will not defend sin.
Then help us, Pastor. Did Kenneth ever mention any financial struggles? Was there anyone in church leadership who questioned his growing influence? Any threats? Suspicious behaviors? Anything at all?
There was a time. One of the elders mentioned how Kenneth seemed overly interested in finances. Said he noticed him lingering near the offering box late at night. I brushed it off. Thought it was jealousy. But maybe I should have listened.
It's no longer about faith, Pastor. It's about facts. If Kenneth is guilty, justice will be served. And if someone else is involved, we will find them too. No matter who they are.
Grace, it's getting messy. On the surface, Kenneth looks guilty. The bank deposits, the access, the trust he enjoyed everywhere. But I feel like there's something deeper. Something we're missing.
Exactly. It's too clean. Almost too obvious. A man who carefully built his reputation for years suddenly goes reckless? Maybe he's guilty. Maybe he's not. Either way, we need hard evidence, not assumptions.
Agreed. So here's what I propose. We swing into full forensic mode. First, I'll issue a formal request to the church administration and the office management. I want every visitor log, every staff access record, every single document that details who went in and out of those two locations, starting from 3 months before the incidents.
Good. And I'll take it a step further. We'll pull all the CCTV footage, not just from the days of the theft, but also the days leading up to it. Sometimes, thieves do a test run, observe patterns, see who's careless. I want camera footage, guard logs, security shift schedules, everything.
Exactly. We'll also bring in the security officers who were on duty during those times. We need to interview them separately. See if their stories align. One slip, one contradiction. And we'll know where to dig deeper.
And let's not forget, financial tracking. We'll request full permission to access Kenneth's financial statements for the past 6 months. Not just the deposits. We need to know if he had silent partners, sudden purchases, unexplainable expenses. If he laundered anything, we'll find it.
You're a bloodhound, Grace.
I just don't like wolves pretending to be shepherds.
Grace, what if Kenneth was just a pawn? What if there's a bigger player orchestrating this from the shadows?
Then we pull the thread until the whole fabric unravels.
Mrs. Clara, I need clarity. Real clarity. How could such a fat sum of money vanish under our watch? I instructed tight security, no unauthorized access, strict CCTV coverage, guards posted at every entrance. How did this happen?
Sir, we launched an immediate internal review the moment you raised the alarm. I personally checked the access logs. No unauthorized entries. The CCTV footage from the past 2 weeks shows no breach or unknown visitors. The only persons recorded entering the restricted area were you, myself during official checks, and Kenneth.
You're absolutely certain about that? No glitches in the footage? No blind spots?
Yes, sir. The surveillance team reviewed it twice. No anomalies. No signs of tampering either. Kenneth was the only recurring figure near the storage room, apart from authorized personnel like you and myself. Even the security guards are ready to testify under oath that they saw him several times near the area, especially outside working hours.
And the company's internal financial checks? Any unusual expenses linked to Kenneth?
Yes, sir. The investigation team traced unusually large recent deposits into Kenneth's personal bank account. Deposits that far exceed his salary scale. It's highly suspicious, and when paired with the missing funds, the circumstantial evidence grows even stronger against him.
It all sounds too convenient, Mrs. Clara. Too clean. Like it was scripted to frame him.
Sir, I understand your caution. But with all due respect, everything we have so far points directly at Kenneth. No other employee had motive, access, or opportunity. Plus, his attempt to run away only makes things worse.
I understand your point. But I also understand human nature. People who orchestrate grand thefts rarely leave a trail this neat. Sometimes, when the case looks too obvious, it means someone has been carefully setting the stage.
With all due respect, sir, while that theory is possible, we cannot ignore the evidence right before us. If Kenneth is innocent, then he's been extremely careless. Either way, he has major questions to answer.
Very well. Let the legal process continue. But, Mrs. Clara, keep an eye out. Sometimes, the real thief smiles the widest when the wrong man is accused. Inspector. Sergeant. While we were rechecking the footage from 2 days before the money went missing, we noticed something strange. There was a brief blackout, about 45 seconds, in the security camera system.
A blackout? Why wasn't this reported earlier?
It was so brief. The system auto-rebooted. We thought it was a technical glitch. But when we zoomed into the timestamp, right before the blackout, someone was standing close to the circuit breaker panel near the storage wing.
Who is it?
Look at this.
That's not Kenneth. That's someone else entirely.
Exactly, ma'am. We pulled more hidden camera angles. Whoever this is had access, and time. Enough to tamper with the cameras. And possibly the money.
Looks like we're hunting a ghost. And Kenneth might not be the villain we thought after all, in a world where trust is easily broken and appearances deceive. Who is the real thief? Was Kenneth an angel in disguise? Or a devil hiding behind a perfect mask? The truth is closer than you think. But far more dangerous than anyone imagined. Stay tuned. The real story is just about to begin.
You are welcome, Inspector.
Good afternoon, Pastor Johnson. Thank you for granting me your time. We're making steady progress with the investigation regarding the missing funds both here and at Kenneth's workplace.
Inspector, with all due respect, I believe you are putting too much energy into something that's already clear. Kenneth was the only one who had access to the church box. The money vanished under his care. What more do we need?
Sir, I understand your position. But with all due respect, assumptions are not proof. Our duty is to uncover the full picture, not just the most obvious one.
But he tried to run away, didn't he? And then there's the report about the deposits in his account. What else do you need?
Yes, that's what makes it intriguing. But I visited his workplace. Their security team just discovered a 45-second blackout in the CCTV footage. And right before that, someone suspicious was seen near the storage unit, someone not Kenneth.
What?
We also found that no internal church audit was done when the money went missing. No attempt to check entry logs, no review of who might have accessed the building late hours, and no one thought to check if the security footage here was even functioning at the time. Pastor, was any of this done?
No. I just didn't see the need. Kenneth was trusted. He had the keys. Who else could it be?
That's the problem, sir. When someone is trusted, it becomes easier for others to frame them, because no one questions the evidence. I suggest we go back to your church security system. If there is even a single frame or log that points to an outsider or unusual movement during the time the money was intact, it might change everything. Justice can't afford assumptions. I'll send my team here this evening. We'll do a full sweep of your premises, logs, and footage. Pastor, if Kenneth was truly innocent, then someone's been hiding in plain sight. Get everything done and dusted before weekend. The report must be submitted as soon as possible. Do you all understand?
Copied, sir.
I claim what is written in the book of Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He resteth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Is this how a man's life turns overnight? From honor to shame? From trust to betrayal? Lord, you see my heart. You know the truth. Yet here I am, locked behind these bars, accused of what I have not done. Or, perhaps, accused for trusting the wrong people. Was it my mistake to appear strong, Lord? Or was this part of the road I must walk through? Whatever the case, my life is in your hands. Father in heaven, the righteous judge, vindicate me, O Lord. Let the truth that is hidden in darkness come to light. Let every lie collapse before you, and every scheme of the enemy be exposed. I have no one to plead my case, but I trust in you. Fight for me, Lord. Speak where I have no voice. And when this trial is over, let your name alone be glorified. In Jesus' mighty name, I pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, what has just come to light is both shocking and utterly disappointing. Kenneth, whom many of you were quick to point fingers at, now appears to be innocent. The preliminary findings from the police and our internal review suggest possible foul play that had nothing to do with him. I want answers. I want to know how such a massive breach could occur under our watch, and who allowed it to happen. I won't cover for anyone. If anyone here is found guilty of negligence, or worse, complicity, you can consider yourself not only dismissed but prosecuted. Now, speak. HR, start with you.
Sir, with all humility, I admit that we depended heavily on trust rather than system. After instructing that no staff should enter the restricted store, I trusted the receptionist's verbal reports without checking the logs daily. We also had technical faults in our access control system. It was never properly upgraded as suggested months ago. That lapse. It made it easier for someone unauthorized to access the store without raising immediate alarm. I am deeply sorry, sir, but I accept that part of the failure lies with my department.
Sir, from my end, security protocols were in place, but I must admit, we didn't audit the CCTV footage regularly. It was only when the money was declared missing that we reviewed the footage and noticed the blackout period. Our personnel should have noticed it earlier. We should have flagged that anomaly, even if it seemed minor at the time. Security failed in proactive monitoring, and for that, I take full responsibility. That's exactly what I told the police when they ordered the reports from my office within 2 hours. Sir, from the operations side, we failed to set stronger internal controls for sensitive materials. Kenneth was given access without requiring a second witness or counter-signature for entry into the store, which goes against best practices. Frankly, sir, no one should be in sole custody of that amount of money, no matter how trustworthy they appear. The system was weak, and unfortunately, that weakness has now put a good man's life and reputation in jeopardy. So, it was a storm of negligence from every corner. You trusted verbal reports. You ignored security anomalies. You broke operational protocols. And in the middle of it all, you let a man's life be shattered without even doing a thorough investigation. Well, let me be clear, there will be consequences. An independent external auditor is arriving tomorrow. Every department involved will be reviewed, and any evidence of negligence, sabotage, or conspiracy will be treated as a criminal offense. Mark my words, I will not spare anyone found guilty. Now leave this room and prepare your full department reports. You have until the end of today.
Good afternoon, Pastor Elijah. I believe it's time we had a proper conversation, not just about Kenneth, but about what we might have missed.
Inspector Grace, I've been praying for clarity. I hope you bring some. Kenneth has disappointed me deeply. I trusted him with the church, and he ruined everything.
With all due respect, sir, I think it's time you take another look. We've uncovered strong indications that Kenneth may have been framed.
Framed? After all the evidence? The church money, the deposit alerts, his silence when questioned, how do you mean framed?
Firstly, the CCTV footage from the church and the company were both erased during the same time window, the exact hours when the money was said to have gone missing. Not only that, but our cyber forensics just recovered a deleted server log. It shows that someone else accessed the church's security system remotely, using a cloned administrator password.
Wait. That means someone hacked into the system? Someone wanted Kenneth to look guilty.
Exactly. The login didn't come from Kenneth's device or IP. Also, we traced a large part of the stolen funds, and they were routed through 2 shell accounts, none of which linked directly to Kenneth.
Dear Lord. This can't be. I was so sure. The pressure. The looks from the congregation. I even preached against him, believing I was defending the faith.
Pastor, you weren't alone. But truth doesn't always come easy. This new evidence proves that someone knew exactly how to play the system, and they used Kenneth's reputation as a cover.
And I played right into their hands. Oh God, what if this young man truly is innocent? What have we done to him?
We still have time to make it right. But I need full access to the church's older financial records, personnel files, and every person who had access to your charity funds. And Pastor, we're also opening a deeper investigation into the executive team at the company.
Whatever you need, Inspector. I'll cooperate fully. If Kenneth is innocent, then I will stand in front of my congregation and confess my own error. Let justice be done, and let truth speak louder than rumors.
TCH. So they're digging deeper now. I thought Kenneth would take the fall easily. But these fools are stirring waters they have no idea how deep they run. Let me drop a message to Savior. We have a problem. They're reopening everything. Kenneth might get cleared. Prepare for the next move. From Collins.
Father, if we have accused an innocent man, please reveal the truth. Let the light expose every hidden work of darkness.
I should take my leave. We'll get back to you as soon as we're done with the investigation.
I still don't understand how nobody like Kenneth came from nowhere and suddenly became everybody's favorite. They handed him the church finances, the company's trust, even the keys to the whole place, like we weren't there before.
I warned you, Jonah. I told you from the beginning, the boy looked too good to be true. And now, see where we are? We had to act fast before he exposed everything. And still, the plan is crumbling.
Depositing that money into his account was supposed to be the final nail. Everyone would believe he took it. The stupid CCTV should have backed it up, but these useless security guys, digging up footage we thought was wiped. Now they know he wasn't even near the storage rooms when the money disappeared.
Inspector Grace is too smart. And the CEO? He's threatening fire and thunder. If we don't leave now, Jonah, we're finished.
So what's the plan, huh? Sit here till they slap handcuffs on us? We need to disappear. Tonight. I've made contacts. There's a route through the old riverside. Quiet. No police patrols.
Fine. We'll leave everything behind. New names, new lives. No more Kenneth. No more church. No more CEO. But if they catch us...
They won't. As long as we move now. Kenneth. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And now, he's the one left to suffer.
Inspector Grace on the line. Who is calling, please?
Inspector. We have information. Collins and his accomplice are on the run. They were spotted near the old riverside route. They're trying to escape.
Confirmed.
Yes, Inspector. Witnesses saw them carrying bags, heading toward the old ferry dock. We believe they have cash and fake IDs with them.
Officer Daniel, alert all units now. Lock down every exit around the riverside. Set up roadblocks immediately.
Yes, Inspector. No one slips past us tonight.
You can run, but you won't hide for long. This ends tonight.
Faster, Jonah. The boat's not far.
I hear the engine. We're close. Just a little more.
Units Alpha and Bravo, cut them off. They must not reach the water. There. Check it out fast.
Yes, Inspector. Stop right there. Hands in the air. We're trapped, Collins. We're trapped.
No, no! Keep moving.
Final warning. Down on the ground, now.
Thought you could run? You'll answer for every single thing you did.
Brother Kenneth. Words fail me tonight. We wronged you. We judged you without patience. Without truly seeking the truth. I, as your spiritual father, should have done better. Please, son, forgive us. I understand, sir. It wasn't easy. When a man is accused and evidence seems to point at him, even good hearts can doubt. I was hurt, yes. But I forgive you. I forgive everyone, from the bottom of my heart. God has taught me deeper patience through this suffering. I still believe in love. I still believe in the church. I still believe in the family we share. Kenneth, we failed you. We let suspicion poison our hearts. You sat in that cold cell while we whispered and judged. I'm ashamed of myself. We are all ashamed.
Kenneth, we prayed. But we should have stood by you stronger. Please, find it in your heart to see us still as your brothers and sisters.
I never stopped seeing you as my family. Pain doesn't erase love. And God. God never left me, even in that dark, lonely cell. He vindicated me, and for that, my heart is full of gratitude, not bitterness. From today, let it be known, Kenneth is not just innocent, he is a living testimony that truth and righteousness shall always triumph.
I should never have listened to you, Jonah. I should never have allowed hate, jealousy, to poison my heart against Kenneth. The boy did nothing but live right. And we lied, we stole, we plotted, against someone who was only trying to honor God.
Oh, don't put all the blame on me, Collins. You chose this path too. You hated how everyone loved him. How he rose so fast while you were still crawling. We were in it together.
No, Jonah. You pushed it. You fed the bitterness inside me until I couldn't see straight. But in the end, it was my weakness that let it grow. My envy destroyed me. Not Kenneth. Kenneth only lived pure. And I hated him for it. Now look at us. Locked up. Ashamed. Ruined.
We need a plan, Collins. We can't rot in here. We have to.
There's no plan anymore, Jonah. It's over. We fought against an innocent man, and now, justice is fighting back.
The world is often a cruel place. A place where darkness despises light. Where envy and hatred rise against anyone who dares to walk the path of uprightness. Kenneth's story reminds us that even when you live righteously, you may still face betrayal, false accusation, and deep pain. Sometimes, the very people who clap for you today will be the ones to point fingers at you tomorrow. But remember this, God never sleeps. He watches over his own, and in his perfect time, he will always bring vindication to his children. No weapon formed against the righteous shall prosper. Though the road may be rough, and the nights long, the truth will surely shine like the morning sun. Be encouraged. Hold on to integrity. Trust in God's justice, because when men fail you, God never will. Thank you for watching this our video. Bye.